Hi, I'm Jenny.
I'm Carrie. Darcy.
Ren.
And Sheila.
Today we're talking about smartphones in meetings. My opinion is that I feel like our generation doesn't feel like it's a bad thing to check a quick text or email, but after reading different things about it through the class, I find that, you know, the teacher is paying attention to everybody, and
yes, we are.
She's seeing that, you know, it might make her feel bad that we're not paying attention to what she has to say.
I think it's funny the point that Jenny brought up in our cohort group. We have the same instructor, and before anyone was in here one day, I was in here earlier and I asked her about, do you mind that that happens? And her answer to me was kind of shocking. I think she really embraces all the generations that she teaches. So she said, no, Darcy, I've learned that, you know, some generations, that's what they're tied to, that's their tether. And I thought that was a really great way of looking at it. Me being working for Safeway as long as I have, you know, don't bring your cell phone on the sales floor, right? And I see like that kind of Y or X generation, right? No, was it the Y generation? The Y generation, they're all about, or the millennials, yes, they're all about it. I mean, they have their cell phone on all the time. I'm like, what are you doing? You're bailing a box. Why is your cell phone out? What are you checking? Why are they? Are you showing them how-to videos or what? So it's kind of an interesting thing. I mean, I feel probably the same as Sheila and Carrie that there's
rude.
It is rude.
Just rude.
It is rude.
Yeah.
But I've also been in meetings though with my boss, and if we're walking the store, he encourages me to get out my iPhone and snap pictures and take notes about what we're talking about. So I see values to both sides of it.
And I would agree with that. It's the concept, as somebody who facilitates training classes, when people in the class are on their phones, whether they're, you know, surfing the internet or texting, it's rude and it's distracting, and I just find it disrespectful. And then the other piece of that is, I don't know how, if you're having a training class or a meeting where people are supposed to be picking up details, that you are getting all the information that's being conveyed to you because your mind is concentrating on a text message and not necessarily what's going on in the meeting or in the class.
But you were at the store managers meeting where we had that guy who came in and inspirational spoke, and he actually said, go ahead, feel free to get your phones out and tweet me. And I thought, what?
Like our book says, the golden listening skills, listen to others as you would let them listen to you. You know, so it's like if you're, like when you're talking today in our huddle, you're sitting there talking to us as a group, and then two other people decide to have their own personal conversation. So you just need to focus on the person that's speaking and give them the attention that you would want. It's kind of like when you're shopping, you see parents play with their phones, and the kids are running around, and the kids are going, mommy, 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 and they're busy on the phone, or
I see that a lot when I go to the park and the parents are just sitting
They're
there
not
on
watching,
their phone, not paying attention. Their kid could be snatched up by a weirdo.
It's
long
sad.
gone.
Or hanging from the sink.
They're running at my dog, and the parent is just on their phone.
I just thought it was interesting when we read the article. It talked about how highly successful people, they don't mess with the phones during meetings. I wonder why.
They said
that
that
is.
age people 40 and over. People that are 40 and over don't. It's just like you guys' generation. You just think it's okay, and like my kids can never bring their phones to the table for dinner. It's like, leave it. It's family time.
I think you're right. I think people, I kind of read it, as you said, as the income climbs. And I think that as your income climbed, you figured out that the way you got there is because you made people important. And I feel like, especially in our business, I need to value everybody who comes and talks to me. So if you see me, I have my cell phone on my desk, but I never check it. I mean, I might say like, oh, I need to plug it in because I'm going to run out of battery, but I very rarely am on my phone.
But if you've ever been to a division staff meeting,
Oh, yeah.
they're all on their cell phones or on their laptops.
That's interesting.
While the division president is up there, you know, talking about finance and all that. So it's a really different dynamic.
That's when they
because
should
that
call
should
them out on it.
Well, but think about when we were here last time with our instructor, and somebody was taking their test for her class while she was instructing the group.
Yes,
And announced
or
it.
they were texting back and forth and giggling at each other. It's just rude.
that's
It's just rude and
immature.
But then I also have to
Our
think,
generation
yes,
gap.
Yes,
is that
the
our
generation
generation gap? And then how do we bridge that gap? Because I mean, unfortunately, I'm going to have a lot of millennials, and then who knows what the next generation is going to be called. And these people are just going to keep coming through our workplace. So how do we bridge that gap then? Because I have to kind of look at it. When the helper clerk's back there bailing boxes, and he has his phone out, he's looking at something really fast. Okay, is he overall a good worker? I mean,
Is it a safety issue though? That's where you got to
Well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
he's not climbing in it, but, yeah, you know, I mean, you're right, but I also have to look at it that
Exactly.
what they get paid at minimum wage, do we have to make some sacrifices
Yeah.
in there? And so I think it's a moral issue, and, you know, there's a lot of things that go into it. And I also think, though, the company we work for, some of our rules are kind of,
Old fashioned?
Oh,
Yes.
yes, yeah, definitely.
yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right. I found it interesting, but did it wake you younger kids up, but realizing
Yeah.
how rude it could look?
You
to us?
youngins?
You youngins?
I'm gonna put my phone away.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I think, like I said, I think it's just a different generation now.
It's like in schools, they have to put they can't have their phones out during tests because you can just Google it, look
Oh,
it
yeah.
up. I mean, there's so much that you can do. So when they test, you can put it away because you can get cheat.
So wait a second, so like if they're in school, like they were, put it on their
They can't,
counters?
not if there's a test.
But
anymore.
like if it was just a regular class, they could have it out while their instructor was talking.
How can they control these kids half the time?
I think,
You know,
I think
Send them a text.
But now that they have the 911 thing, if somebody's doing something to their school, like a shoot up, they want to have that 911 so the students know somebody's in that school.
Yeah.
So they want to, so it's
There's so
good
many-
points
Yeah.
and bad points.
Well, there's so much safety to it. I mean, think about when our cursor clerk's out at night getting cards. I mean, my gosh, we, you know, unfortunately, we don't all work in a good area, and how easy it is for someone to push one of our cursor clerks into a car with them.
Exactly.
So I mean, I'm like, at night, have your cell phone, man.
Yeah.
I mean, we need
Yeah.
to help protect you.
Yeah, remember that time at work when I don't carry a phone on me and I need to call 911 because there was a fight, somebody passed out, and, you know, medical issues, and they go, you get your phone out. I was like, I don't carry it. We're
I
not
don't
supposed
either.
to.
So I definitely think there's pros and cons to each side of it, and I think in meetings, I mean, like I said, we've all gone to different sorts of meetings, and you said at corporate level,
Yeah.
they all have them out.
Yep.
I've been encouraged when I'm walking with the vice president to pull out my phone and take a picture of something that he wants, or start taking notes in it.
Because if not, you'll miss some critical information, I think.
And I can see that being useful, but in a setting where when one person really should be the focus of attention.
Give it to 'em.
Exactly, time and a place.
Yeah.
Even if
Yes.
they're boring, there's had that one the video show.
I'm
was like
never
falling
boring.
asleep, you're like, you yawn, but I can see that, but taking
Yeah.
a nap or
Yeah.
acting like you're not interested, you can like maybe kind of hide it, but these guys were so obvious in this film.
Yeah.
This thing we watched.
I agree. Well, thank
All right.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.